Okay. So this is why this is the biggest wealth transfer and also will be compared to the 1930s Great Depression that we are, and I'm stating we, United States and other global nations will experience. And people are not awake. They don't understand it. If you don't understand history, right? Mark Twain said history does not always repeat itself, right? But it often rhymes. And so, one of my uploads today, someone made a statement that I found my niche. And I was a little confused by the statement, right? That I found my niche because I've thought I've already found my niche in credit. And I asked that person, replied to that person. I said, "What do you mean by this? That I found my niche?" That's why I'm known as the Queen of Credit because of the results that I help people get in their personal credit and business credit, right? And he said, "Well, putting these videos together and exposing historical facts that we are not taught in schools." And I began to think about that, to ponder on that, and I decided to do this quick live stream. And I titled it "Saving Your Soul," right? Saving your soul through credit, cash flow, and crypto. Now, the reason why I did not put stocks is because the stock market is controlled or manipulated by Wall Street, the treasurer, and the Federal Reserve, right? So I don't dibble and dabble in the stock market, right? It's controlled by Federal Reserve, Treasurer, and Wall Street. I'm not saying I don't have anything against stocks. There are some people who are experts in the stock market and have become millionaires, right, from day trading or swing trading of stocks. However, I don't believe in it because of that manipulation and for those personal reasons. And so when you tell people, right, that it's more advantageous or advantage for them to use credit over cash, they don't understand why, right? So they don't understand the history that in 1971, President Nixon removed the dollar. It was pegged or connected, and he removed the dollar from the gold standard, right? And so at that point, at that time, during that year, the dollar became debt. This is what people don't understand because I am in the public school system. And you all make sure you hit like, right? Hit like and share this. Thanks for coming in, madam. So you all make sure that you hit like. Um, I'm trying to fix my hair and it's going everywhere. Once you hit like, I'm trying to, I can't get my hair right because my camera is facing one way. Okay, I think I got it. So once you hit that like button, it will inform and notify other people that I am live, right? And these messages is really hard for the algorithm to notify people that because they don't want people to know. They don't want people to get a financial education, financial literacy, or financial history. So when the dollar became debt, it became more advantageous or to people advantage to use credit over the dollar, over cash, right? It became an advantage to use credit over cash. And this is why because when the dollar became debt, you will see on every cash currency that you have that this note, right, is a legal tender. Another thing that people don't know is that it is no federal law that requires private businesses, people, or organizations to accept cash, right, as payment. So that's why now there are many states that are attempting to pass a law that make businesses accept cash as payment because many businesses have went cashless, meaning they don't want cash because you have the company Visa that's offering business up to $10,000, right? Up to $10,000 not to accept cash because Visa and MasterCard want to take over the economic system, right? And so it become more of an advantage. Why is that, Queen? Well, because now that the dollar is dead, it causes inflation, right? What is inflation? Inflation is increased pricing on your everyday goods and services, your groceries, your gas, your vehicles, your homes, right? Which means, in very elementary terms, your dollar is able to purchase less and less. Since the dollar has been removed from the gold standard, it has lost 98% of its purchasing power. I made a post on my Facebook, right? That, let me see if I can pull this post up. Made a post on my Facebook that stated, uh, I made so many posts on my Facebook, I'm not sure if I can go right to it. Okay, let's compare the cost of gold and a brand new car both in 2010 and then in 2020. In 2010, the price of gold average was $1,226, right? A new car in 2010 average cost was $29,217, right? $29,217. In 2020, the average cost of gold is 17,000 or 1,700, right? Let me adjust my camera. $1,752. The average price of gold this year is $1,752. And then the average price for a new car this year in 2020 is $37,851. So in 2010, 23.8 ounces of gold, right, could purchase a new vehicle priced at $29,217. However, in 2020, the average price of gold to purchase a new vehicle at $37,851 is 21.6. So it takes less gold to purchase a vehicle in 2020 at a higher cost than it did just 10 years ago in 2010, because as the dollar loses its purchasing power, it decreases and prices increases. Gold, right, and silver both increases of its spot price or the amount of price that the government values it, because gold and silver is real money. And whenever the dollar collapses or the dollar loses its purchasing power, gold and silver is valued at a higher rate. So I have to let people know things like that gold and silver is real money. It's called legal money, right? And cash is called legal tender. And so when you have people like the multi billionaire Mr. Dave Ramsey says to pay off your debt, right? Uh, and to get out of credit and to get into more cash and to take on two jobs and to get highly taxed. This information, this financial, as they call it, piece, people will be, their eyes will be open going into 2021 as to why this advice will not work in the financial realm and why it was terrible advice. And people are going to really see why gold and silver is money and why gold and silver is an asset, right? So since the dollar was disconnected, meaning that you could no longer exchange fiat currency or cash for physical gold and silver, once that connection was broken, the prices of everyday goods and services increased, and the dollar was able to purchase less, gold and silver able to purchase more, which means gold and silver being legal money always keeps or rises with the prices of inflation, right? So that's the number one thing people are not aware of. They're not aware of the gold standard. They're not aware of Richard Nixon. And I also have this video uploaded on my channel as well. And they're not aware of the difference between legal money and legal tender, right? The difference between legal money and legal tender. Okay. What and also what people are not aware of is that in September, right, of 2019, something happened called the repo market, right? What people usually know about repo, or they've heard the word repo, it comes in terms of repossession of a vehicle, right? That's the only time they've heard of repo, in terms of repossession of a vehicle. But a repo market is when the Federal Reserve overnight make transactions and big contracts with local banks, in order to pay the bank's workers, in order to keep the reserve funds into the banks. And so they make contractual exchanges overnight, while America is asleep, for billions of dollars. Well, in September, I think it was September the 16th to be exact, 2019, the banks went broke. And a lot of people don't know that in September 2019, there was a repo market crash and banks were broke. And this is why the C word was such a convenience, right? Because as the banking system and Federal Reserves was going broke, then on the scene, the C word appeared. And this began to cover people's eyes of what was going on in the economy, because now they are concerned about a C word that many are saying that caused the economy to continue to or to be in the state that it's in now. But what people don't understand, that in September 2019, the economy went broke then, right? The United States was broke then, right? Banks were broke then. And another thing people don't know is that in March of 2020 of this year, while everyone was quarantined, while they, had schools closed, many people were working from homes, was the biggest stock market crash in history.